Vibes. You talk about this being a global sport. How about the Filipino fans? For Alex Eala has become an absolute phenomenon on the courts. Here's an early Verizon vantage point on TC Live. Everywhere she goes, she gets swarmed by her fans.
The desert air at the BNP Paribas Open has witnessed some of the most unforgettable moments in tennis history. Year after year, the world's greatest players step onto the iconic courts of the Indian Wells Tennis Garden, battling under the blazing California sun in front of massive crowds. Legends have been crowned here, rivalries have intensified, and rising stars have often announced their arrival on the global stage. But this year, something happened that completely changed the conversation around the tournament, and it centered on one name that suddenly echoed across the tennis world: Alexandra Eala. And it all started with a moment that nobody expected. Within seconds, a short video clip from Indian Wells began spreading like wildfire across social media. It wasn't a dramatic championship point or a marathon rally. Instead, the viral moment captured something far more powerful: the electric atmosphere surrounding Eala as she walked onto the court. What made the clip so extraordinary was the crowd reaction. For a young player still carving her path on the professional tour, the energy inside the stadium felt closer to a Grand Slam final than an early round appearance. Fans erupted with cheers. Filipino flags waved proudly throughout the stands. Hundreds of spectators raised their phones to capture the moment, almost instinctively sensing they were witnessing something special. The buzz was undeniable. In that instant, it became clear that this wasn't just another match on the schedule. Something bigger was unfolding. Within minutes, the footage spread across multiple platforms. Tennis fans from around the globe began sharing it, praising the electric crowd energy and the calm confidence Eala displayed under the spotlight. What started as a simple clip quickly turned into one of the most talked about moments of the tournament. For longtime followers of the sport, the symbolism was impossible to ignore. The BNP Paribas Open has long been known as the unofficial fifth Grand Slam, a tournament where the sport's next generation often takes its first major step into worldwide recognition. Over the years, Indian Wells has been the stage where future champions first captured global attention. And now, many believe that moment may have arrived for Alexandra Eala. As the viral video gained traction, tennis analysts and commentators began discussing her potential with renewed excitement. Fans revisited her earlier performances, rediscovering the qualities that had already made her one of the most promising young talents in the sport. Her resume already includes a major milestone: winning the 2022 US Open Girls Singles title, a victory that first signaled her ability to compete at the highest level. But what made this moment at Indian Wells even more meaningful was the story behind her rise. Eala represents a new generation of athletes emerging from regions that historically have not dominated professional tennis. As a proud representative of the Philippines, her success carries enormous emotional weight for fans back home. Filipino supporters have rallied behind her with extraordinary passion, traveling across continents to watch her compete and flooding social media with encouragement. At Indian Wells, that support was impossible to miss. The sea of Filipino flags in the crowd reflected something deeper than simple fandom. It symbolized a growing movement, a global community rallying behind a player who has become a source of national pride. That authenticity is one of the reasons the viral video resonated so strongly with viewers. The moment didn't feel manufactured or scripted. It felt real, and that authenticity is rare. Once the clip began appearing on major tennis media platforms, the discussion expanded even further. Analysts pointed out that in today's tennis landscape, the rise of a superstar is no longer defined solely by rankings or trophies. Her combination of athleticism, tactical awareness, and fearless shot-making gives her matches a dynamic quality that keeps spectators engaged from the first point to the last. Even neutral fans, those who may have never followed her career before, quickly find themselves drawn into the drama of her matches. But beyond her technique and shot selection, what truly stood out during that Indian Wells moment was her composure. Walking onto a court surrounded by cameras, roaring fans, and global attention could easily overwhelm a young athlete. Yet Eala appeared calm, focused, and confident, moving with the poise of someone who understands the magnitude of the stage but refuses to be intimidated by it. That confidence didn't go unnoticed. Across social media, fans began using a new phrase to describe the growing excitement surrounding her appearances: the Eala effect. The term quickly spread as more people began tuning in whenever she stepped onto the court. While many internet trends disappear almost as quickly as they appear, this one feels different. Former players, commentators, and analysts have all echoed similar sentiments that tennis needs fresh personalities capable of energizing the sport and connecting with younger audiences who increasingly engage with highlight clips and viral moments. And that is exactly what happened at Indian Wells. What began as a simple video clip evolved into something much larger, a glimpse of a player whose presence alone can transform the atmosphere of a stadium. It signaled the arrival of a new energy in women's tennis, one driven by authenticity, passion, and the powerful connection between a rising star and the fans who believe in her. If the reaction at the BNP Paribas Open is any indication, the world may only be witnessing the beginning of Alexandra Eala's story. And if the so-called Eala effect continues to grow, the moment that went viral in the California desert might someday be remembered as the exact point when a future superstar truly arrived. On the global stage. In today's digital era, the way tennis stories spread across the world has changed dramatically. A single video clip, captured at the perfect moment, can introduce millions of people to a player they may have never seen before. That is exactly what happened during the BNP Paribas Open at the iconic Indian Wells Tennis Garden, where a brief but powerful viral moment suddenly brought global attention to rising tennis star Alexandra Eala. In just a few seconds, the clip sparked conversations across social media and sports media outlets, highlighting how modern tennis narratives are no longer shaped only by match results, but also by moments that capture the imagination of fans around the world. Beyond the excitement of the viral video itself, the discussion it created quickly shifted toward Eala's journey leading up to Indian Wells. Her presence at such a prestigious tournament was not the result of sudden fame or a single breakthrough performance. Instead, it was the culmination of years of dedication, disciplined training, and continuous competition against stronger opponents as she progressed through the ranks of professional tennis. Eala first gained international recognition as a junior champion, a phase of her career that demonstrated her immense potential. However, transitioning from junior success to the professional tour is one of the most difficult challenges in tennis. Many talented players struggle during this stage as the level of competition rises dramatically and the physical and mental demands become far more intense. For Eala, the process has been about steady growth rather than instant dominance. Observers who have followed her development closely often emphasize the gradual nature of her improvement. Over the past few seasons, she has strengthened her physical conditioning, allowing her to compete more effectively in long and demanding matches. Her shot selection has become more calculated and precise, enabling her to control rallies against stronger opponents. At the same time, her understanding of match strategy has matured, helping her adapt to different playing styles and high-pressure situations. This steady evolution adds a deeper layer of meaning to the viral moment that captured the tennis world's attention. What appeared to many casual viewers as a sudden rise was actually the visible result of years of preparation and persistence. Behind every moment of widespread recognition lies a long period of unseen effort, countless hours on practice courts, and the determination to keep improving despite setbacks and challenges. Another fascinating aspect of the story was the extraordinary reaction from the crowd at Indian Wells. The BNP Paribas Open is famous for featuring many of the biggest stars in tennis, yet the enthusiasm surrounding Eala stood out in a unique way. Spectators responded with loud cheers and visible excitement as she stepped onto the court, creating an atmosphere that felt far more intense than what is typically seen for a rising player still building her reputation. This reaction highlights the special culture that has developed around the tournament. Fans attending matches at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden often take pride in discovering emerging talent before it reaches the very top of the rankings. There is a sense of anticipation and curiosity among the crowd, a feeling that they might be witnessing the early stages of a future star's journey. For those in the stadium, the moment created a shared experience. Many spectators felt they were watching the beginning of something important, the opening chapter of a career that could eventually grow into something remarkable. That emotional energy translated perfectly into the viral clip, where viewers around the world could sense the excitement even through a short video. The cheers of the crowd, the anticipation in the air, and the sight of a young player stepping confidently onto one of tennis's most famous courts combined to create a moment that resonated far beyond the stadium. The impact of this moment has also fueled broader conversations about the future of women's tennis. The sport is currently experiencing a generational shift, with a new group of players gradually reshaping the competitive landscape. These emerging athletes bring fresh playing styles, diverse backgrounds, and new personalities that help keep the sport evolving and attracting new audiences. While it remains far too early to predict exactly how Eala's career will unfold, moments like the one at Indian Wells often serve as important turning points. They can boost a player's confidence, attract increased media attention, and introduce them to fans who may not have followed their career previously. For young athletes watching from different parts of the world, seeing someone from their region compete on a global stage and receive recognition through talent and determination can be incredibly inspiring. As the viral clip continues circulating online, many fans return to it not only for the excitement of the crowd, but also for what it represents symbolically. The video captures the idea that a young player can suddenly capture the imagination of the entire tennis community through a combination of skill, charisma, and perfect timing. That unpredictability is one of the qualities that makes sports so captivating. Every tournament carries the possibility that a new star will emerge and surprise the world. For Alexandra Eala, the challenge now will be transforming this surge of attention into continued progress on the court. As expectations grow and media attention increases, maintaining focus becomes increasingly difficult for many rising players. Balancing the excitement of newfound popularity with the discipline required for long-term development is a challenge that every young athlete must face. However, those who have watched her closely believe she possesses the mindset needed to handle that pressure. Her composure and maturity suggest she understands that true success in tennis comes from patience, consistency, and continuous improvement rather than relying on a single moment of recognition. Regardless of what the future holds, the events at the BNP Paribas Open have already secured an important place in her career story. They mark the moment when a broader global audience began paying attention when a young athlete stepped onto one of tennis's biggest stages and generated a reaction powerful enough to travel across continents through screens, headlines, and social media discussions. Tennis history is filled with stories of promising talents who briefly captured the spotlight before fading away. Yet it is also full of legendary champions whose first major wave of recognition began with a single unforgettable moment, often at prestigious tournaments like Indian Wells. That is why the viral clip has sparked such intense interest. It carries the possibility that years from now, fans might look back on it as the moment when the world first realized that Alexandra Eala was destined to become a major figure in the sport, an athlete capable of inspiring new audiences, energizing tournaments, and reminding millions why tennis continues to captivate fans with its powerful blend of drama, skill, and the timeless thrill of watching potential transform into greatness.